Cleveland next week.
Opens for business.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Dan is on assignment tonight. I'm John Roberts. Another plane crash today, the second involving a cargo plane in just 8 days. This time, a DC-8 owned by Fine Air came down just outside Miami International Airport shortly after takeoff. It spewed wreckage and flaming debris in a warehouse district and hit some cars along the way. On board the plane, a crew of 3 and 1 security guard. No known survivors. 2 minor injuries reported on the ground, and there were plenty of eyewitnesses out on their lunch hour.
All of a sudden, I heard the engines just power out, pow, 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 pow. You could hear it like revving, and that was it. It just went boom. And you could feel the ground shaking as it happened, and that was it. And I took off, and went around, and I mean, I was like from here to that car to the planes, and it just started exploding.
The cause of the DC-8 cargo plane crash is still under investigation. The plane's 2 black boxes have been recovered. In Washington, first results are in from the black boxes recovered from the Korean Air 747 crash on Guam. CBS News aviation correspondent Bob Orr has the readout on that for us. Bob?
John, investigators are growing increasingly convinced that the crash of Korean Air Flight 801 was caused, in fact, by a pilot error. CBS News has learned that the black boxes have revealed nothing at all to contradict that theory. The flight data recorder shows no signs of a mechanical problem with the plane, no electrical problems on board, no engine failures, and the cockpit voice tape is, quote, unremarkable. Sources tell us the pilots never discussed any kind of problem or distraction in the cockpit in the moments before the crash. In fact, there's no indication at all that the pilots even knew that their plane was about to crash. As for the airport's instrument landing system that was partially shut down, investigators say they're still not sure what role, if any, that played. But also they have determined that the heavy rain at the time of the crash should not, in their words, have been a big problem. John?
Bob Orr, thanks. On Guam itself, the need for answers coincides today with the needs of frantic relatives who came to the crash site. CBS News correspondent Barry Peterson is there.
It was day one of looking for answers amid the wreckage by investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board. And there is optimism the cause will be found. The wreckage and the mysteries it can answer are right in front of them.
I believe that we will have an answer in this accident because we do have ready access to the physical evidence.
There was more about this day than just the cut-and-dried search for answers for why the plane crashed. This was also a day when relatives were allowed to visit the site to see where and how their loved ones died. They were mostly South Koreans who came by bus to look, to grieve, to accept. Others searching for answers arrived tonight. Minna Park and her sister Kelly Kang from Los Angeles. As reported on the CBS Evening News last night, they had 11 relatives on Flight 801. Among them, Kang's only child, 8-year-old Tiffany.
I want to see my daughter alive. I want to take her home. I want to take her home. My home. Her home. I want to go home with her. That's why I came here.
11-year-old Rika Matsuda escaped and today talked about the crash. I was sitting in my seat, she said. The top of the plane came off. I could see the sky. Her mother was trapped. Get out, she said. Rika was rescued, but before anyone could save her mother, the plane exploded. The slow recovery of remains has become too agonizing for waiting relatives. Guam's governor was the target of a man who wanted to search amid the wreckage.
I want to go there. I want to go. Just.
His grief turned to anger. His anger gave way to pain. For so many, there is no real comfort. Larry Peterson, CBS News, Guam.
And this evening, we've learned that 8-year-old Tiffany Kang's name does not appear on the final list of survivors from Flight 801. Representatives of the United Parcel Service and the Teamsters Union sat down face-to-face today, their first meeting since UPS workers struck on Monday. CBS News correspondent Frank Courier has that story.
As UPS and the Teamsters resumed bargaining talks, a federal mediator set the tone.
It's the kind of meeting where we ask folks to check their guns at the door.
With guns checked, both sides took aim instead with their mouth.
We're very anxious to reach an agreement. We're very anxious that these talks become productive. We're very anxious for our people to go back to work.
$35 million a day is what it's costing this company. And so you can see that if they just put their pen where their mouth is, we could get this thing settled.
In this fourth day of the strike, tensions are mounting, erupting in a clash once again near Boston as Teamsters tried to stop UPS trucks driven by managers from crossing picket lines. There were 2 arrests.
Guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
And in Dallas, union strikers followed UPS trucks all over town, picketing each stop where management drivers made deliveries.
We're not out to intimidate anyone. You know, we just want to draw attention to our cause.
The strike's economic impact keeps rippling. One of America's largest mail-order catalog houses, Spiegel, has had to reroute 100% of its shipments through the post office. Vice President Deborah Koopman is downplaying any inconvenience.
We have shifted to alternative carriers to be able to get packages to our customers, and packages have never stopped moving, but we do know that there are going to be some delays.
These UPS strikers in Chicago are awaiting news from the talks, which continue at this hour in Washington. There is hope here, but not a lot of optimism. For as long as the company keeps insisting its last best offer already is on the table, the Teamsters seem to think that there's not a whole lot left to talk about. John?
Frank Courier in Chicago. Thanks. More about the impact of the strike in a CBS News poll out tonight. 22% of Americans say they've been affected by the interruption in package delivery. Later in the broadcast, Eye on America investigates the key issue in the strike, the use of part-time workers. Also tonight, a busy day in space, a mere docking and a shuttle launch. A government advisory about fish and polluted lakes. And the class of 2000 in search of fame. Remember where you heard this voice?
1 minute Maalox.
Heartburn at this hour is a nightmare. That unbearable burning. I need something that starts to work fast.
The minute I take Maalox, I know help is on the way.
1 minute Maalox, cooling, coating, calming. You can feel it right away. And clinical studies prove Maalox starts to work on stomach acid in about 1 minute, while Pepsid AC could take over 45 minutes.
I can't afford to lose any sleep. Thanks, Maalox.
For heartburn or acid indigestion, count on 1 minute Maalox.
Do you wear hearing aids? Do they work the way you want them to? If not, listen to this. Beltone's having free repair days. For a limited time, we'll fix most makes and models of hearing aids free. Why? We're sure once you try our quality care and professional service, you'll come back to Beltone. So, if your hearing aids aren't working the way you'd like them to, bring them to Beltone's free repair days now. We'll fix them free. Come on in and see why millions have made Beltone their #1 choice for hearing care.
It's the simple things you never outgrow. The big yellow box of those incredible O's. But hey, did you know there's whole grain goodness in every bowl? Hey, did you know? Cheerios.
Low in fat, a good source of fiber, and made from heart-healthy whole grain oats. Just simple goodness.
The one and only Cheerios. Cheerios.
The 2 suspects in that New York City subway bombing plot have developed infections from gunshot wounds they received during their arrest, and investigators have not been able to fully question them. But CBS's Jim Stewart has learned that hundreds of telephone numbers were found in their Brooklyn apartment, leads that could reveal what motivated them. Correspondent Stewart also reports that a letter the suspects sent to the State Department 2 days before their arrest was not, after all, an attempt to get a reward for exposing the plot. It was merely another statement of their beliefs. It's Goodbye, Dolly. Hello, Jean, the first American entry in the Clone Wars. Dolly the sheep in Scotland was the first adult mammal clone ever. Jean is the world's first calf to be cloned. The proud parents, a private Wisconsin corporation, and they have high hopes for high profits. Jean, as he's called, isn't just a scientific curiosity. 6 months old, if he continues to develop normally, he represents the leading edge of a brave new world in business. ABS Global Incorporated and Infogen, Jean's creators, are moving full steam ahead on the commercial applications of cloning, developing lines of cells for specialized animals that will produce everything they say from juicier steaks to better milk, among other things.
We believe that through its potential for enhancing quality, consistency, and nutritional value of milk and meat products, our cloning technology offers the opportunity for new and stepwise improvements in dairy and beef operations.
Jean was created using the same technology that's being pursued around the world, transferring the DNA from one animal to many eggs, a process called nuclear transfer. But Jean's creators claim to have made the science more efficient and at present have more than 10 cows pregnant with cloned animals. The company says it will still be several years before the first products from cloned cows are commercially available, but cloning and all of its ethical and financial implications is now a reality in this country. Up in orbit, 2 relief and repair cosmonauts docked with the aging and trouble-prone space station Mir. They traded the traditional greetings and now even more traditional growing list of problems. The automated docking system didn't work properly. Also, it turns out the broken oxygen generator on Mir will stay broken until new parts arrive next month. All of which leaves us asking the question, why are these men smiling? In Florida, no birthday cake, but Space Shuttle Discovery's pilot marked his 41st birthday with a ride on top of the candles. The shuttle seemed to disappear into the clouds moments after they lighted up the rockets, but re-emerged seconds later. On a busy science mission, they'll watch comets, take readings on the ozone layer, and test a new robotic arm.
Heads down, wings level position, headed to a 160.
This summer, when you itch from mosquitoes or poison ivy, remember the power of 10. Among these, only Cortisone 10 penetrates skin with the medicine doctors recommend most to stop itching and help heal. Remember the power of 10. Cortisone 10.
Life's an adventure because you're over 50 and still exploring. So take the Centrum made just for you, Centrum Silver, with age-essential nutrients specially adjusted to keep pace with your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver, it's a great time to be silver.
Nothing takes you out of the action faster than a diarrhea medicine that can let you down. But you can count on Imodium AD to stop diarrhea, often in one dose. You could end up taking dose after dose after dose of the pink stuff to stop diarrhea as effectively as Imodium AD. Don't take chances when you have diarrhea. Take Imodium AD, one dose relief you can count on.
If this is how you see 100% pure Florida orange juice, maybe you need new glasses. Great big glasses. Because the American Cancer Society says a healthy diet, including Florida orange juice, may play a role in reducing the risk of some cancers. So if this is still how you see your orange juice, get bigger glasses. Because you just may not be drinking enough 100% pure Florida orange juice.
It's fancy enough to make the parade of homes, but wait till you see what it's made of. Handy Randy reports on the radical construction coming up on News Center 6 at 6.
UPS strikers try again to stop trucks driven by replacement workers, even as contract talks were resuming today. 23 Teamsters from this Boston area picket line have been arrested this week, a sign of how deeply emotions are running in this walkout. And as we've reported, the most emotional issue of all in this strike is the use of lower-paid part-time workers. UPS is not the only company doing it. It's a national trend. So we asked CBS News economics correspondent Ray Brady to investigate for tonight's Eye on America.
Good morning. There you go, ma'am. Joe Fail, 72, a retired steel worker. You want it right there? Putting in 28 hours a week at Walmart because he wants to.
It was just boring sitting around the house, cutting grass. So I figure I'd go back to work. Everybody's real friendly. You can pick your own hours.
Nearly 700,000 Americans work for Walmart. Only the U.S. government employs more people. And of those Walmart workers, 25% are like Joe and Pat Beck, part-timers because it's right for them.
I just felt like I needed more time at home. I have a son that's in college, and so during the summer I can have more hours to be at home with him.
I need the gray camisole.
And it's not just at Walmart. As a business tool, part-timers are hot. You see them at the Gap, in Starbucks, or in almost any supermarket. Everywhere from Tony Manhattan department stores to the glittering casinos of Atlantic City. Companies say part-timers help them compete worldwide by keeping costs down. Employing workers as a kind of SWAT team. Use them and pay them only when you need them. That's fine for some workers, but for others, there are signs of a backlash.
No contract, no work.
Nowhere is that backlash greater than in the company with the highest percentage of part-timers, UPS, fully 62% of its workforce.
What they're doing is what every other big company is doing, hiring part-timers so they don't have to pay full-time wages, they don't have to pay retirement benefits.
Part-timers on average get fewer benefits and earn a third less per hour than full-timers doing exactly the same job. And this two-tier wage scale, says economist Eileen Applebaum, causes a great deal of insecurity for other workers.
But that full-time worker has to worry about whether their employer is going to split their job into two part-time jobs.
Still, in a study of 76 large American companies, 64% said that using part-timers and full-timers together, like Walmart does, boosted productivity, the prime aim of business today. But while the system does benefit many companies and workers, it's likely to create more scenes like this, because estimates are that by the year 2000, 50% of all new jobs will be part-time. In Princeton, New Jersey, I'm Ray Brady for Eye on America.
Coming up next, we'll take you for a ride along the highway of the future.
My uncle took Tylenol for arthritis. Hours later, hurts back, took more.
The doctor said Aleve is strong. Just 2 and I'm good all day. I was taking 4 Advil or 8 Tylenol.
Aleve is all he needed.
Aleve. Athlete's foot. It's a predator made up of many types of fungus that eat your feet alive. But there's a potent weapon that doesn't just cure some. It kills them all. Lotramin AF, the killer cure. Lotramin AF, the brand doctors recommend most. Full prescription strength medicine. Lotramin AF is so powerful, it doesn't just kill some causes, it kills them all. Lotramin AF, the killer cure.
They're back. Mold and mildew. Irritating fungus. But with Lysol disinfectant spray, you can help prevent mold and mildew. So breathe easy. Lysol spray helps protect. You have our word on it.
Why all these laxatives?
Why not?
They have ingredients that may cause pain and cramping.
Says who?
Says on the label. Don't you know nothing's better than Phillips Milk of Magnesia?
All these overnight laxatives have harsh stimulants. Phillips doesn't. It's the only one without the ingredients that may cause pain and cramping, and nothing's more effective.
Did I tell you Phillips is really effective?
You told him.
Phillips, effective relief without harsh ingredients.
Introducing the only denture cleanser with fresh burst Listerine ingredients. New Minty Efferdent Plus. It fights denture odor, and if you get this close, you'll see what causes it. Germs. New Minty Efferdent Plus kills 99.9% of the germs that cause denture odor as it turns from blue to minty green. And if you get this close, you'll know why that's important. New Efferdent Plus with fresh burst Listerine ingredients. Kill the germs, kill the odor.
Is she a loving mother? Or did she deliberately make her own daughter sick? Inside a family torn apart. 48 hours tonight.
As freshwater fishing fans get out their rods and reels this summer, the government says a big portion of the catch may not be fit to eat. Advisories about polluted lakes and rivers are in effect in 47 states. The only states getting a clean bill of health are Alaska, South Dakota, and Wyoming. In other states, an average of 15% of the lakes and 5% of the rivers have some contaminated fish. And summer is prime time for driving. Millions of vacationers take to the road and run right into congestion, confusion, and sometimes a collision. But help may be on the way. As CBS News correspondent Sandra Hughes reports tonight, the quest for a safer, smarter highway is moving right on track.
Taking a hands-on approach to solving the nationwide problem of gridlock, engineers have created a new way to commute which will let you take your hands off the wheel.
Activate steering control.
It's called a smart highway. Guided by little magnets in the road, cars can drive themselves at speeds up to 100 miles an hour with just a few feet in between. Its creators say the computer-controlled cars are not only faster, but safer.
Can help overcome the limitations of the drivers, who are the cause of at least 90% of the crashes that occur today.
We are about to take off on the highway of tomorrow.
Scientists have been dreaming about this kind of transportation since the 1930s, but it took 60 years and a federal mandate to reduce congestion to make it reality. Transportation experts predict smart technology like this will eventually reduce the Southern California commute by 15%. So what will you do with all that extra time on your hands?
In the morning, you can read the newspaper, you can read a book, you can prepare your first memo to the work, and for the girls, you can put your makeup.
But the smart highway isn't cheap. It will cost $10,000 a mile just to put the magnets in existing roadways. Right now, scientists say it's too expensive to retrofit a consumer's car with the technology, but it will be affordable in a few years. Will car-crazy Californians ever give up the driver's seat?
I think most people psychologically will have a hard time actually turning their back to their steering wheel and letting a machine drive their car.
Currently, the only smart highway technology is on a 7-mile stretch of freeway in San Diego. But in less than 10 years, it will be all across California. And researchers predict that if they can solve the traffic problem here, they can do it anywhere. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, San Diego.
Two Australian skydivers had a close call in the air today. They were flying in formation when their lines got tangled. There were some frightening moments as they spiraled together toward Earth, and even scarier moments after they cut their main chutes loose and started free-falling. Both divers finally opened their reserve parachutes and glided to safe landings.
Lose the buzz.
Ah. You okay?
Your backhand was a little... it's his elbow.
I have Advil right here.
I tried this.
Aleve? Did you see the dosing restrictions for people over 65?
Uh-oh.
You can't take more for hours, even if your arthritis pain comes back.
It's back. Now I know why my doctor recommends Advil. Next time, when you'll be buying lunch.
You're on.
Nothing is proven to work better or last longer than Advil.
America, birthplace of freedom, land of opportunity, where people have rights. The right to assemble peaceably, the right to cereal any way you want it. We salute those who look to Kellogg's cornflakes and see a land of milk and honey, or milk and strawberries, peaches, to you who taste a mountain of possibilities. In this humble flake we say, let freedom pour. Kellogg's cornflakes.
Hello? Eddie. Hey, little brother, what's up?
Oh, Eddie, I'm not doing so good. I don't have a clue what the coach is saying. I'm 0 for my last 14.
Johnny, you gotta open up.
What do you mean? I'm pulling the ball too much as it is.
No, you gotta open up. Have some fun. Make some friends over there. Play. Hello? Eddie, you won't believe this.
AT&T presents The Class of 2000.
In our special series, we're looking at America's future through the eyes of this year's high school sophomores. Tonight, CBS News correspondent Randall Pinkston has the story of one teenager who has inspired others while climbing the ladder to fame.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
She's Amanda McCullough, and she hopes one day the world will know her name.
Spread my wings and fly away.
This member of the class of 2000 wants to be a star.
You want a hit record or two?
Yeah, hit record.
A hit CD?
Yes.
You really want that?
Yeah.
You think you'll achieve it?
Yes.
No question.
No question.
Ever since she can remember, she's wanted to sing. Her idol is Whitney Houston.
Believe in dreams again. She has a nice texture of voice, and she can hit those high notes. I just love that.
Soon, Amanda may be listening to her own recording. She's received an offer from an American record company, and this fall, she flies to Europe to cut her first CD.
I think it's just a gift from God.
Amanda was just a toddler when her grandmother discovered she had talent. They were listening to gospel music on the radio.
I was amazed. I reached over and I turned the radio down because I wasn't sure what I was hearing. And she kept right on singing.
Do you know what you were singing?
The Rough Side of the Mountain.
So how does that song go?
I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain.
You sang it like that when you were 3?
I'm not sure. This one, I won Miss Homecoming at Alcorn Middle School.
Now she's trying to climb the mountain to stardom, competing in talent shows and performing for groups like the Boys and Girls Club.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Now let's go up. More. Up and down.
She's being helped along by people like Carolyn Brailsford, the preacher's wife who is teaching Amanda more than music.
What we're trying to do is help her to become stronger spiritually.
Don't start the song with your back to him.
Okay. And Walter Rutledge, who's preparing her for her biggest performance yet.
If I can see it.
It happened last night before a crowd of 17,000 at the Junior Olympics in North Carolina.
If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly.
And so Amanda McCullough, about to enter the 10th grade, takes another step towards her big dream. Randall Pinkston with the class of 2000, Columbia, South Carolina.
And that's the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather will be along later on tonight with 48 Hours. Harold Dow has a preview.
Lift your shirt up for me.
Did she make her daughter sick?
Doctors can be duped.
To get attention?
I have never done anything to Jennifer, ever.
Jennifer is in custody.
A family torn apart.
Your mother has been arrested.
A mother under suspicion.
It's horrible for Jennifer.
Later tonight on 48 Hours.
I'm John Roberts, CBS News in New York. Dan will be back again tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Travel with Harry to meet a man who's made a fortune and is using it to lift the spirits of an entire town.
It is a gift.
How'd he do it? His story tomorrow on the CBS Evening News.